as you can see, this is a pretty diverse group of people, a lot of deep industry expertise who come together to say, hey, this world's a lot better place with a healthy Apple computer in it. Okay, next, market focus. Yeah, I can't get anyone to tell me the definitive market share number for Apple, but it's around 7% from all I can gather. And the question is, where is Apple relevant? Where is Apple still the dominant player? Which market segments? And there are two. The first one I call creative content. It's publishing, design, pre-press, etc. It's creative professionals using computers. And what's interesting is Apple is still the dominant market leader for creative professionals. By far. It's like 80% of the computers used in advertising and graphic arts, design, pre-press, all Macintoshes. And 64% is the best number I could find. 64% of all internet websites are created using a Mac. It's amazing. But we haven't been doing a good enough job here. As an example, there is something like 10 to 15% of Mac sales which can be traced directly back to people using Adobe Photoshop as their power app, right? When was the last time you saw Adobe and Apple co-marketing Photoshop? You know, when was the last time we went to Adobe and said, how do we make a computer that will run Photoshop faster? These things haven't been as cohesive as they should have been, and I think we're going to start proactively focusing much more on how we do these things. The second market is one that's very close to my heart, is education. Apple put the first computers in education. Apple did it again with the Macintosh. And Apple is still the dominant leader in education. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Who is the largest education company in the world? Who's the largest education company in the world? Yeah, the answer is Apple. Apple is the single largest education supplier in the world. Okay, supplier to education in the world. Single largest education company in the world. Now, I've asked 100 people at Apple this, and only 2 have thought of Apple. It's incredible the position Apple still has in education. 60% of all computers in education are Apple's. 64% of computers teachers use are Apple's. It's a $2 to $2.5 billion business for Apple every year. What an incredible foundation to build off of. What an incredible legacy to build off of. And so you're going to see Apple proactively focusing much more on these two markets where it is very relevant, and both of these markets are growing over at 20% a year. Now, Apple's share is shrinking in these markets slowly, but I think you're going to see that stabilize and turn around, and you're going to see Apple grow with these markets because it's going to do a much better job of focusing where its relevance is and where its legacies lie.